Hello, ladies of Self-Carve. Your host, Ivana Volatic, is here with a message for you. So here's the deal. As we're healing, and when we get to a point where we notice that we're not really progressing, what we fail to look at is how are we viewing the world? How are we viewing ourselves? How are we viewing other people? And we don't really often realize that we're operating from a trauma response. And so this trauma response that I want you to begin getting out of is the trauma response of being a victim. And being a victim as an adult is equivalent to still operating as a child, okay? And let me explain why. Because when you operate as a victim, you are giving your power away. When you're giving your power away, that's positioning you as the wounded child that you were in the past when you were traumatized. So as long as you continue to wait for something to change, wait for people to change, wait for the right person to come into your life, for things to be different, you have given your power away to circumstances and to other people. And I think many times we want to justify with, well, I was a victim. I am a survivor. I am this, I am that. Like really, really firm. Like people don't realize that even though, yeah, it's comforting that you're able to say like, yeah, I am a survivor. And you are in a community with other survivors and things like that. You are still under the influence of what happened to you. You're not yet above it. Okay? This may be triggering, but that's okay. I'm not here to make things super smooth all the time. So when you notice yourself feeling stopped, look at, am I really operating as an adult, as a grown woman? Or am I still operating as the wounded little girl? Expecting things to be a specific way in order for me to progress. So one thing that I've had to work on is getting to the point of realizing that I don't have to over-explain myself. Because over-explaining is a trauma response from being afraid of getting punished. Because in the past, as we were growing up, maybe no matter what you did, you kind of like got punished for it. And now you want to make sure like, hey, I didn't do this. Like, just so you know, these were my intentions, right? So you have the over-explaining. And so I've had to work on that. I've also had to work on not owing people anything. As a grown woman, I thought I still had to explain myself, for example, to my father. I thought I had to give him all these details about my life, and I had to explain things, and again, over-explain things, and make sure he's aware of this and this and that. Does a grown person do that? Does a grown woman do that? And so when you are communicating with people, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself, am I really operating as an adult, or am I operating from my trauma? So if you have the trauma response of being a people pleaser, I want you to begin recognizing that. If you have the trauma response of over-explaining, I want you to start recognizing that. And so when you start recognizing that, it will make sense then, because you're operating as the wounded little girl, that things seem, they seem pretty stagnant. And so then when you begin making these shifts, your life also begins to shift. And you'll shed a lot. And you're most likely gonna take off and trigger a lot of people, and you will shift and change and release a lot of relationships and things like that. Because you have to realize that what you have created so far, you have created as the wounded little girl. And if you're ready to step into being the powerful woman that you are, you have to start shifting the way that you're acting, the way you're being, the way you're responding in this world. And a good start is to begin looking at how are you interacting? How are you conversating? How are you conversing with people? How are you talking? What state are you operating from? So really healing these trauma responses is a crucial thing. And you do that, again, through the emotional healing aspect. by beginning to feel worthy again, by learning how to release your emotions and to meet your own needs, and stop expecting the outside world and people to change in order for you to be able to have peace, to have harmony, to have love, to have joy, and to be willing to be fully free from everything that you've been clinging on to in order to feel a sense of connection or belonging. Because that's the thing, that's what I was talking about in the beginning. When you operate as a victim, people will see you a specific way. And so it's scary for a lot of people to heal, because then their trauma identity goes away. And if their trauma identity goes away, will those people still be there? Who will pay attention to you? Who will see you? Who will do things for you? Who will comfort you, right? So to truly heal and to step into the powerful woman that you are, you have to be willing to let go of some things, a lot of things. And it's scary, because then the question becomes, who am I, right? So a lot of the strategies, a lot of the practices, a lot of the trainings, a lot of the techniques, a lot of the tips that you need for all of this, I'm covering inside of my membership called, of course, Worthy, because that's what it's all about. So inside of Worthy, we have weekly trainings. We have almost daily practices, strategies, tips, prompts, in order for you to shed these things, to shed these false identities, to shed the emotions that don't belong here anymore, to begin to stand up for yourself, to set the right type of boundaries, to understand yourself better, and to really reconstruct yourself to become the person that you want to be in this world, okay? And what I love about this membership, I mean, we started not too long ago now, last week, I think, is that the support is so consistent, like boom, 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 boom. And when we're healing and whenever we're doing whatever, consistency is key. And so there's also a request section. You can request trainings. It's wonderful. All right. So if this spoke to you and you're ready for your next level self, I encourage you to join my membership or message me about my one-on-one coaching as well, because I'm accepting new clients. All right, ladies, hope you enjoyed this message, and I'll talk to you soon.